Hello, second graders. This is Mrs. Gilmore. Today we're going to be talking about a new strategy for doing double-digit addition. And this is Unit 2, Lesson 8 that we're working on. And in this lesson, you're not going to have any SAB pages to do, but you will need your math notebook to do a couple different practice exercises with me. So the addition strategy we're going to be talking about today is our new groups below method. Yesterday we talked about our show all totals method. Today we're going to tell you about the new groups below method. And then tonight on your homework you're going to have some practice problems to do, and you can choose either the show all totals method or the new groups below method to do those exercises. So the first thing I want you to do in your math is please write the addition equation in vertical form, 36 plus 49. And imagine we're going to think about our grocery store owners again. Mrs. Green is going to do this addition problem if she's adding up two different types of vegetables together to find out how many vegetables she has all together. And she wants to do this in a little bit of a different way than Mr. Green does. Mr. Green uses the show all totals method, but Mrs. Green wants to use a different method. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our pencil and we're going to draw a line between our ones and our tens. And then we're going to start by adding up our ones. So we're going to start on the right side over here, and I'm going to help myself out to remember which column is which. I'm going to put an O above my ones column and a T above my tens column. So I'm going to start on my ones column, and I'm going to add 6 ones and 9 ones. Well, if I make my drawing to show this, I'm going to show 6 ones, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then I'm going to ask myself, is there a way for me to make a group of 10? There is a way for me to make a group of 10. If I take my 9 ones on the bottom and I add the extra 1 in that group on the top, that's going to give me a group of 10. So I can say right here, I have an extra group of 10. Okay, so now that I've made my extra group of 10, I am going to say that I've just made 1 10, and I have an extra 5 ones up here. So I'm going to say 1 10 plus 5 ones equals 15 ones. Okay, so we know 15 is 1 10 and 5 ones. So I'm going to take my 1 10 and I'm going to write it right on my line over in my tens column. I'm going to write it right over here on my line in my tens column. Because that's a tens number, because this ones is a tens number, I need to write it over here in my tens column, right underneath the rest of my tens. Okay? And then I'm going to take my 5 and I'm going to write my 5 underneath the ones column, because I know that 5 belongs in the ones group. 5 ones goes in the ones group. So I'm going to say 6 plus 9 is 5 ones and 1 extra 10. Okay? Now we're going to add up the tens. So I'm going to come over here to my tens column. I'm going to make my tens. I have 3 tens and 4 tens. So I'm going to make my 3 tens, 1, 2, 3, and 4 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's see if I can make a group of 10. Let's see, I've got 4 on the bottom and 3 on the top. Well, that only gives me 8 tens, so I can't make a group of 10. But I have to remember I have an extra 10 here that I put at the bottom. So I have 3 tens plus 4 tens plus this extra 10. So it's actually 3 tens plus 4 tens plus 1 10. So that's 30 plus 40 plus 10. And all together, that's going to give me that's going to give me 8 tens. So I'm going to put an 8 in my tens column down below, and that gives me 85 as my total answer. Okay, so we're going to do this one more time, but this time we're going to make a number that's greater than 100. In your math notebook, write the number for the equation 89 plus 64, and write it in a vertical form so it goes up and down. Then take your pencil and separate your ones column and your tens column. Then put an O above your ones column and a T above your tens column. Okay, then we're going to start on our ones side. I'm going to start by adding my ones. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tens over here. Then I have 4, I'm sorry, I'm talking about tens, I should be saying ones. 9 ones over here, then 4 ones on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. So first I have to ask myself, can I make a group of 10? Well, if I count them up, I have 9 on top, and if I take an extra 1 from this group below, I can make 10. So I'm going to have one group of 10 and an extra 3 ones. So one group of 10 plus 3 ones equals 13 ones. Okay, so I'm going to put my 13 ones under my equation. I know I have to put my 1 extra 10 has to go in my tens column on the line below. This is my new group below. And then my 3 ones is going to go down below my ones column. So now we're going to do my tens. On my tens side, I have 8 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then on my bottom tens, I have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if I can make a group of 10 over here. So if I add up, I have 8 on top here. And if I add 2 more to that, 9, 10. I've just made a group of 10 tens, or 100. 10 tens is 100. So I'm adding 100 plus, and if I look here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more tens. So 100 plus 4 more tens is 140. But don't forget, I have 140, but I also have this extra tens that I had to add over here at the bottom, my new groups of 10. So I have 100 plus 4 tens, and 100 plus 4 tens is 140, plus my extra 1 gives me 150. So I'm going to write 1, 5 for 150, and then don't forget I have a 3 in my ones place, so I can't put a 0 there anymore because I have 3 ones there. So I've just made a total of 153. Okay, now in your math notebook, I want you to try a couple of these problems, and I want you to write them all down in your notebook and try to use the new groups below method to answer these equations. So here are the exercises I want you to try. 57 plus 38, 67 plus 87, 73 plus 21, then 87 plus 62, I also want you to try 33 plus 71 and 49 plus 54. So go ahead and try those. Oh, I missed a couple. Sorry. 15 plus 82. And the last one is 26 plus 67. So write those all down in your notebook and give yourself lots of space so you can do your work to show your new groups below. And don't forget to use your drawings, your quick drawings, to make sure you have the right amounts and to see if you can make any extra groups of 10 or extra groups of 100. Then come and check your equations with Mrs. Gilmore when you've finished.